My name is Mason Russo, and this is Matti Gorodenchik. And this evening we'll be reciting a poem called Genocide. And both Hebrew and English. This poem was written by Raphael Lemkin. He was a Polish Jewish lawyer and activist, and he wrote this in 1957. Lemkin is actually the man who coined the term genocide in 1944 to describe the atrocities the Nazis were inflicting on the Jewish people. Lemkin was also responsible for campaigning for the implementation of international law to address the horrors of genocide. His efforts actually led to the 1948 United Nations Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, which was adopted in 1948 and then took effect in 1951. Written over a decade after the end of the Holocaust, Lemkin laments the losses of the Jewish people. What was his impetus for writing this? To quote him, "Fear that the world had begun to forget the great crime against the Jews." He named this poem not Shoah, not Holocaust, but genocide, to express that these atrocities could occur to any group of people.
Genocide. להורגכם באו, ולא מששון רצח. צו אלים לעמו, להשליט אומתם על פני אומות כולן. כל אשמתכם, רק שמכם. ימחק זרעכם על שום גזע ודת.
They came to kill you, and not out of mere bloodlust. God commanded them to rule over all other nations. Your only sin was your very name. They will blot out your seed on account of race and religion.
דחוקים אל קרון בקר, על מצחכם חתימת פצע ממגף שוטר, מבטכם מכאוב. לא תראו משפחותיכם, כי נמכרו לענווי ושוד. מלאכה בעבר עשיתם, לפרנס אישה ובן, למלא נפשכם גאות, לחלשכם למאבקים. עתה תהי לכם לאפס נשימה והחשת מוות.
Squeezed into the cattle car, on your forehead the mark from the policeman's boot. Your eyes full of anguish, never again will you see your families, sold into slavery, torture, and pillage. All the labor you once exerted, toiling to provide for your wife and child, to fill your souls with pride, to brace yourselves in struggle, now will be reduced to final gasps and death's touch.
עשן גביעותיכם שרופות, יעל יעל השמיים, מצבותיכם למשסה, הכלב והחזיר, עצמות אבותיכם יכרסמו. בבית הריק חתול יתום, אהוב ביתכם מן הארס בדד יקום.
The smoke of your burned corpses will rise higher and higher to heaven, your gravestones plundered, while the dog and the pig gnaw at your ancestors' bones. In the empty house, the orphan cat, your daughter's favorite, alone from the empty cradle will arise.
דמם הפסנתר עומד, מחכה ללווי קול, וכינורכם היה כעץ יבש. ספר חיברת, באש יכלה, במוסד שמורית, יענש תלמיד חנון, כי שמך הלל.
The silent piano stands, waiting in vain for the voice to accompany. And your violin lies mute like a dry piece of wood. The book you authored will be consumed in flames in the school where you once taught. Your gifted students will be punished for praising your name.
וזאת ליד וזכר. יתומכם עדי עד לא יצחקו. בארצות רחוקות, דבר ידיו ריקות. יברך שאר בשרכם, והדימה על סנטרו. עיר אלוהים הייתה זאת, ועתה שהייה, עצמה מרחם.
And this for a sign and a remembrance. Your orphans will never laugh again. In distant lands, the postman, his hands empty, will visit your relatives with a tear on his cheek. A city of God this was, and now it lies deserted, pitying itself. Thank you.
Kako. My name is Carina Chernisky, and besides me is Alphie Garcia. We're both librarians here at the James and Abigail Campbell Library, and we're the project leads that brought this exhibition, Americans in the Holocaust, to Hawaii. On behalf of Alphie and myself, we want to thank you all for attending this evening's event and for joining us in reflecting on the horrors of the Holocaust and war, the ways in which music enables us to channel our emotions and unite us as one, and the sanctity of libraries as community spaces to enable growth and learning. We also want to give a warm mahalo to our library director, Machiko Joseph, AVCAA, Alan Rosenfeld, and our Chancellor, Minette Benham, for their support in all these efforts. All of our event sponsors, the Hawaii Library Association, Hello Hawaii, the UHWO Student Activity Fee Board, UH Seed Ideas, and UHWO Music Fund for making this event possible. And Dan Bender and Wendy Tatsuno for being generous resources and guides throughout this journey.
We also wanted to express our gratitude to all the speakers who spoke this evening, the talented musicians for bringing Miss Yan's music to life, and Dr. Andrew Wertheimer for all the support and encouragement he's provided, all the scholars and speakers who contributed to the other Americans in the Holocaust exhibit we held, and the docents who volunteered their time to guide guests through the exhibit, and finally the facilities crew, the library team, our communications department, and all the other departments at UHWO who provided needed support in various ways. It would not have been possible without their koku. At this point, the evening's program has concluded. Guests are welcome to tour the exhibition through 7:30. As a reminder, our bathrooms are located on both floors on the Waianae side of the building. When you exit through the main doors, bottled water and prepackaged snacks will be waiting for you at the table. Please help yourself to those items. As a parting message and a critical life lesson, never forget these shared memories. Never give up the struggle for human dignity and justice, and never again should we allow the atrocities like the Holocaust to happen in the future. On behalf of UHWO, Carina, and myself, mahalo. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and share our aloha to all.